Okay, so here we have the Smith & Wesson Sd9ve. I'm going to check to see if it's loaded at this point, so I'm going to put the camera down real quick. Okay, it is not loaded. But what we are going to do is a full clean. So the first step is to cock it back, drop the mag out, and to ensure that there's nothing in the chamber. Rack the slide a few times. When you're ready, pull the slide forward and disengage the trigger. Then take your hand, go like this, make sure there's about 1/4 of an inch gap there, and that little takedown lever right there, there's 2 on each side. You want to take them down both at the same time. I'm going to do that real quick, so hold on. When you pull them both down, you want to pull the slide and push it forward so it'll slide right off. Okay, so we're going to set the frame to the side. That's not important at this point. What we have here is the guide rod, the barrel, and then everything else. So just pop that right out. Here you're going to push forward, lift, and kind of pull back. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, you want to have some cleaning supplies. Well, first one I like is Q-tips. So just gonna go ahead and shake a few out. They come in handy because you can get them into tight little spots and they're cheap versus paying for a cotton swab. Next, I got some Hops Elite gun oil. Then I got some Hops gun bore cleaner. My little toothbrush. And then another nylon toothbrush. My favorite one is the gun bore snake cleaner. It's by Hops as well. It cost me $15.99, but I don't have to use little cotton pads. This is washable, so that's perfect. Okay, so what I normally do is I'll take my chewed up, deformed copper bristle type brush, and I'm going to scrub in between here, and all along inside the little ledge, like right here. As you can see, it's kind of dirty. And then I'm going to scrub that down as the best to my ability because it looks like crap. So I'm going to pause the video. After I'm done doing a rough scrub, I'll come right back. Okay, so I did a rough scrub and it took me 30 seconds. And with this like copper bristle type brush, it actually will scrub it like pretty clean actually, which is kind of nice. So then what I would do is I'm going to take my Q-tips and I'm just going to come in here and just do this right where it's all like discolored. As you can see, the Q-tip did pick up debris, nastiness. And I don't like to, use the same Q-tip. I mean, I know that some people would try to stretch as far as they could. But I'm going to clean anywhere that I see discoloration. Whether that be inside there with the Q-tip, inside here. But I'm working on the top portion here. So I'm going to use my Q-tips. And I'm going to scrub away any discoloration that I spot. So I'm going to pause the video one more time again. And I'll come right back as soon as it's clean. Okay, so I only used 2 Q-tips because, well, with this copper brush here, it cleans it up pretty well. So then my next step is to get right into the firing pin area. Now you're thinking, well, how do I do that? Well, if you're looking down sight like this, you're supposed to take it and have the front sight pointing down. So that way when you're scrubbing the firing pin here, nothing can get in there. And I'm going to use the brush, this copper steel type thing. I'm going to just scrub it like that until all the debris will fall straight down. So when I get back with you on this, I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so I took the time and cleaned it. It's looking pretty clean. Obviously I won't ever get it like perfect because, you know, just the way things work. But it is pretty clean. I cleaned up in here too. I just used the cotton swab. If you are going to go with cotton swabs, I do recommend the name brand. They hold up better versus the generic. So, or you can spend like $5 for 200 little cotton patches. It's up to you, don't matter. So now that this is all cleaned up, I'm going to set it off to the side. And next I'm going to work on the barrel. Now the barrel is actually pretty clean and simple. It's not like complex. I like it. Takes me about 20 seconds type thing. As you can see, it has got debris in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my favorite brush. As you can tell, it has been used quite a bit. It cost me $3 at Walmart. I'm going to actually take it and I'm going to scrub all on the feed ramp. Right there's the feed ramp. As you can see, there is discoloration when I'm moving it. You can see where the bullet has slid because it's shiny. And I'm only going to work on from here back. That's all I'm going to scrub. Because obviously from there to here, I can't really do much. So I'm going to scrub that up, use some Q-tips to get in between after I scrub it all off and get the powder off there and everything. And I'm going to show you what the end result looks like. Well, close to the near end result. So, yep. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. It took me a minute or so. I did take the Q-tips and I scrubbed them off, the powder residue that was left over. So then my next step is to clean the barrel. Now the barrel is the simplest thing I could ever do. I'm going to take my gun cleaning snake bore here. And I'm going to use my Hops gun bore cleaner. And I'm going to dip it on the bristles part here. As you can see, there's embedded little bristles. And that's actually what scrubs the inside of this barrel here. And then you got the rest, all of it is a cotton-based pad to wipe it clean. As you can tell, it is dirty. So let me get this dipped up and I'll show you how it works. Okay, so I got it dipped. And this is a brass weighted plate. You just feed it on in there. And you're going to pull it. Kind of like a shoestring, okay? And now this requires a lot of tug and pull. And you're just going to pull it with the string at the bottom. Keep your hand like that and it'll go all the way through. So I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay, so that took me three swabs right through it. And it is sparkling clean. Like, I can't get any better than that. And that was effortlessly just pulling the string right through. And I saved myself a lot of money because I don't have to keep buying the fucking cotton swabs. So, now that we've gotten everything as far as the top portion goes, now you're wondering, alright, that was easy. What's next? The gun oil, let's do that. I like to oil the stuff when I'm done and put it to the side so I don't have to do it again. I'm going to take a Q-tip. I'm going to put some oil on there, okay? Now there's only really two main points to oil, and that's right here, oil it, and right here. I mean, that's really it. Sometimes I like to oil the bottom of it too. And then I just put it back in. Now to put the spring back in, it's got like a big fat end and a small end. You want to put the small end into this hole here, okay? And it will look like this, okay? You want to actually set it on that thing there. So that's oiled up. That's good to go. Now, the frame. Now you're thinking, dang, this is going to be kind of difficult. But it won't. You just take this little nylon brush here, or you can use a regular toothbrush and ensure that you boil it, get all the toothpaste off, all the residue, you know, all that good hunky-dory crap. Now, on the inside, you can see discoloration. You want to get in there, where the thing in the corner here. Use the Q-tips. You can use the brush. Basically anything from here to here, you want to scrub good with the little brush, okay? And I'll show you what that looks like when we're done. Okay, so I got it to the best of my ability. It's not gonna look brand new. I did put a little dab of oil on my spring because I did change out my spring kit on here. So I have to oil that up a little bit to kind of break it in, because I got a trigger pound reduction kit and it dropped from 8.5 to 5.5. I also got the M&P Shield trigger put in there too. So it's one solid trigger piece and the safety mechanism is right here. So it's a clean pull every time. It's worth the money. It cost me $61 and some change, so I just rounded up to 62. I got it all on eBay. And I got it within 2 days after I ordered it, which is crazy. But put it in, you know, it took me, I don't know, about maybe an hour altogether. And it was easy. So then you want to oil up the 4 main points on this gun. And they are the little slide rails right here. You just put some oil in the Q-tip again and you oil it up. And I'll show you what that looks like. So I put some oil on there, just a drop. Sometimes you take the Q-tip and you actually have to wipe right in between there before you put the oil in there, because sometimes gunpowder can get there. But now we're ready to reassemble the whole thing. So you just take the thing, and I'll show you what that looks like before you actually lock it in. So those 2 little holes there, you just line them up with the rail, and it slides right back. You want to make sure it clicks, and fire the trigger so you can ensure that it's safe to fire. And you want to do that several times, okay? Crack that slide at least 5 times, and then pull the trigger, make sure it fires and everything, because you don't want to just go, oh yeah, I trust my gun, and then you go ahead and try to fire it and nothing works. So you want to ensure that it does, and it's not going to damage the gun. It states on the Smith & Wesson's website that you can dry fire it as many times as you like till your heart bleeds out, and nothing's going to happen to your gun, because it was designed that way to dry fire, because obviously they wouldn't tell you to dry fire your gun if you can't take the main slide off, because you have to actually disengage that trigger before you can get this off. So, you know, it makes common sense to say, hey, how am I going to get my gun if I can't dry fire it? Well, you have to dry fire it. It's okay. But that's all you do to clean this gun. If you have any questions, just write a comment below and I'll respond back to you within 24 hours. Thanks.